Welcome to a new episode of Marketing Corner. Today, we're going on a journey. We're into the world of entrepreneurship, and we are still in the basis of marketing because we are reaching out to you, marketing students, to throw some new ideas and new challenges in front of you so you can help solve some of these and bring them back to these businesses. So today, we're very blessed to have Winnie with us. And Winnie is the founder of Vision to Reality. But before we get to know about Vision to Reality, we have to know a little bit about Winnie and her journey. Hey, Winnie, welcome to our podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm wonderful. Thank you.
Perfect. Winnie, we got to know about you. Who is Winnie, and how did you come to this Vision to Reality? Take us back to your early journey. And I think it comes from you coming into Canada first.
Yeah, I was an international student from China, and just like probably many of the people listening this particular podcast. And so I came here in my 20s and I just wanted to further my education. I finished my bachelor degree actually in Beijing in science. And then when I land here, just with $1,000 in my pocket, basically nobody in Canada. And the English was like probably in the level of how are you, my name and, where's the washroom or where's the next bus and that kind of a level of my English level. So that's how I came, and very humble start. Just then I did all kinds of work, working at McDonald's, babysitting, right? I mean, cleaning houses, warehouse, and the first 2-3 years basically just working like that. I even work in a white spot in the kitchen as a kitchen helper when people order, Caesar salad, I give them a pina colada. So basically, that's what my English level at the time. But when the waiters actually ran in to criticize me, yelling like crazy, really mad, and I basically say, "Thank you, I'm sorry." Could you teach me English? Can you repeat it? That's basically my reply. And the people, so the waiters basically totally shocked, and then just walk out the kitchen, and the people working in the kitchen said, "Winnie, how can you say this? Like what the right in your mind? You're like this reply." I said, because I think I got the good deal. I'm learning English for free, and also I'm getting paid here. I don't have to pay money to learn English because at that time there's no free English class for students, especially international students. So I thought I got the better deal. I learned English, and so my coworker said, "He is teaching you all the bad words." He was yelling to you. But thinking back, that's how the price I paid to learn English. My personal goal is in 2 years to be able to speak English. And then in 5 years, I can make $50,000 in Canada. I saw that's the middle class family made at that year in the 90s. So this is basically how I start. And then eventually I went into to be a clerk in a company to do accounting work. And starting from there, I'm taking some personal clients on the side, doing bookkeeping, and starting my own accounting company about 20 years ago called Next Gen Accounting. And today, my company has 15 staff. We're serving around 200 small business in Lower Mainland, this community. So we're really fortunate. And so when I reached this level of, financially free, you can say, or financially independent, and I realized this is the time to pay back. Because so many Canadians, like David, like anybody else, and in the beginning, they trust me. They help me, they guide me, mentor me. So that's basically how I wanted to give back right now. So this is the reason for a year and a half ago, I founded this Vision to Reality Foundation to help newcomers or anybody move to BC who wants to start a business.
Yeah, so this is really interesting because we're talking about newcomers and we're talking about more about entrepreneurship skills. Isn't that right, Winnie?
Yeah.
And so coming in as a newcomer to a new country like you did, there's a lot of barriers to entry. Talk to us about some of the barriers to entries as newcomers are coming and the challenges they face.
I think number one, of course, English. If you come from India or Philippines or somewhere English, it's a language for you learned. You're super lucky. But if you come from a country that really English, you have to learn, right? I mean, it's a second language. Even in China, I did learn some in my high school, but the reason is we don't have environment for us to practice. Even I know how to pass the exam, but I don't really know how to have a conversation to building relationship with people. I think that's the number one barrier. The number two, of course, is the network. Like you don't know people here. And you basically know no one, and only in school you maybe met your professor or student. I believe without the network, and nobody truly know who you are, and they cannot be your sponsor. They cannot introduce you to an opportunity, or even the local business owner like myself. I would say, do you have a Canadian working experience, right? If I wanted to hire somebody, of course we have zero Canadian working experience. So this is also the pinpoint I saw those newcomers when they ambitious. They wanted to build a new life here. They wanted to start their own company in Canada. They wanted to bring their experience back home to here to offer to this community. They have this pinpoint they don't know how to overcome or difficult to overcome. This is also one of the reasons vision to reality exists. And that's the market niche we try to focus on to help those people to bridge this gap.
Hey, so when you take us down the pathway, tell us a little bit more about Vision to Reality and tell us what you're doing for the individuals, the members that are coming and joining your community.
Vision to Reality Foundation, originally, I'm thinking just offer some free program, free help for the newcomers and to help them to cross that bridge, to make some new friends. So we create an online community and we launched this online community, I believe it's in May 2022. And today we have like 430 people in our community. So definitely there's a market there. We wanted to create this community almost like a hub in the middle and to try to connecting the newcomers, the international student, or somebody working visa. They wanted to stay in Canada. Later on, they wanted to contribute to this new country, a new community. And then another side, we're connected with the Board of Trade of different city, Chamber of Commerce, and also, of course, I have the advantage to have around 100, 200 small business owners, right? I wanted to connecting them with the newcomers. In that way, if somebody want to open a e-commerce business or want to open a coffee shop, and they can meet somebody already have that, to give them the in and out, not just on the paper say how you write a business plan or how you, how you're going to register your business number. So this basically is our big concept for our mission and for our vision. I truly believe when people make personal connections with the people already have experience, they're going to learn way more than just read the book or check online. And I really wish I had that kind of a opportunity in the first few years, because it took me 10 years to establish myself. And then I feel comfortable about my financial situation. I'm hoping the newcomers don't really need to take 10 years. They can take probably, 2 to 5 years. They can get to where I was, after 10 years.
Well, and it's so important. Like we need to actually speed this up anyway, Winnie, because we already have a population that we need to grow in Canada because our tax base can't support the infrastructure that we need. So we need to grow these businesses. And we all know that a lot of, in Canada anyway, and maybe it's not aware, 97% of GDP is based on the backs of small, medium-sized businesses. And alone, in BC alone, 86% of jobs come from small, medium-sized businesses. So we know that this is an opportunity. We know that element. So I just want to unpack a little bit more. I want to go down the pathway. I see two things I see here, Winnie, and we can unpack this in two ways. I think there's two value creations that you're trying to create, and there's two customer sets that you're trying to create. You're trying to create this environment for these newcomers to come in and have a supportive network with services and things to support them. But we're also trying to drive the mentors and the other individuals out there that have had success in order to create that network of that element. Is that correct?
Yes.
Perfect.
So we have a two stakeholder on each side, and also our members, like whoever coming in. So we have many stakeholders in this nonprofit.
Good. So take us down the pathway of the types of services that you're offering, say, for an example, the newcomers, the members that are coming into your infrastructure. What types of services are you doing? How are you supporting them in Vision to Reality?
We found that there's a different things in the market. Right now in the market, actually, especially BC, so many organizations, nonprofit or government bodies or universities, they are supporting small business. They're supporting the immigrant, they're supporting the newcomers and the international student. But the reason is they're creating the program is too complex. Mm-hmm. And when we log in the Small Business BC or Startup BC, Startup Canada, and even just for starting up, the first step is like 30 to 50 pages of document. You have to read the different forms. If I'm the newcomer, it's going to be overwhelming me. Like I will be scared and just, like away, right? Yeah. And also as a newcomer, they are seeing thousands of websites if they do a Google, and they don't know which one to trust. Which one is a credit, right? I mean, which one not the fake one? So when I see this need and our organization basically creating, we becoming a place we can vet it. Which one is the credit one you can look, and the real one you can look. And at the same time, we're creating a program called a workshop once a month online and totally free on Zoom. That one, we just invite the CPAs, the lawyers, the bankers. They come to share the most basic information, how you register your business, what is the difference between self-employed and incorporate, how you get your business license, that kind of information, and in very elementary level. So everybody can understand in layman's language. At the same time, we also invite some small business owner, which is, I have one this noon, and one small business owner has a car garage shop. And she's going to share how they registered the business, how they came to BC, and then start their own company. So they can share the real life story. So that's the two program we're offering online, totally free. We also have a mentorship program internally in our community. And when the community member coming in, they can see some of our different topics and related with business, also building relationship with people, and then learning the change the mindset. That's, I truly believe, is what our organization offer really different than others. It's teaching you to change the mindset, to have an entrepreneur mind, to take responsibility, to start your own business.
I love it, Winnie, and this seems like unpacking a lot of information, because you try to go down that pathway to entrepreneurship. It's not that's a simple turnkey solution. You got to digest all the information. You got to understand what are the policies, procedures, and regulations, and even financing that are available to me as an entrepreneur that's starting a business in Canada. There's so many other pieces, and yes, where is the right information? And I think like that makes so much sense on that element. Let's look at, what do you envision for Vision to Reality? Where do you see Vision to Reality going to? We know what it's delivering right now. Where would you like it to go?
I can see Vision to Reality was attracting members besides BC, all over Canada, all over North America, all over all English-speaking countries. People wanted to move to different country to start their own company. And right now we're focusing on local, but our goal is to go global, of course. So I can see in a few years, we probably grow to thousands, 100,000, like more of the members, and people can helping each other. And mainly is I see when people starting their own company, even they go through the 10 weeks training, or they go through the whole marketing business class in universities, when they actually start, they are going to have up and downs, the valleys, right? The tops and the bottoms, right? And their emotional roller coaster as a business owner. I've been there the whole way. And many times you doubt You want to give up. You don't know what you're going to do, what's going to happen. And then if somebody else in the same trenches and to tell you, just hold on for a couple months. I mean, the economic will change, right? COVID will pass. It even takes 3 years, and they're still going to pass because history always repeat, right? I mean, we all know that. But even conceptually, we know, but emotionally hard to accept. In that moment, you don't have money, your client didn't come back, your supply chains break, right? I mean, there's so many issues as running a business, also the compliance issues. And you have to, when you have to pay tax, right? You have to pay tax on time. Otherwise, as an owner, you're going to be liable eventually, right? So there's so many issues that we have to deal with. But if you are in a group of people, they already been there. And they can tell you, oh, that's nothing, like just, I done that, I got audited by CRA. And then you feel a little bit of ease in your heart. But otherwise, you're going to be totally scared and afraid, and then maybe just wanted to give up. So this is what I see the value of vision to reality will offer is a long-term support, long-term relationship for people to be there to help each other. So this is why our tagline is grow strong together. That's our company's tagline.
I love it, Winnie. So Winnie, let's go down the pathway of now we have this great idea, this great concept. You are clearly there's some value there. You got 400 plus members that are joining. What are the challenges of growing this? What are the challenges Vision to Reality have faced now trying to get that messaging out there, how to get all those stakeholders involved? What are some of the challenges you're facing? And maybe we can help here.
That's exactly why I wanted to talk to you guys and get all the smart spirit students or your faculties to give us a suggestion. And we are actually running into the most challenge. Of course, every department have a challenge, but most challenges in the marketing department for sure. So one is because we're so new, nobody know us. I mean, the publicity, how to get people to know this organization exists, or what do we try to do, and then get our message clear. Because how we present this message clear online, when people see our website, they will know exactly what you do, and they're not asking the questions we feel, oh, how come they look this way? That's what we don't have experience. We really need people to help us how to be more people realize this organization exists and what our vision and mission is. And that's one of the part. And also we don't have a credibility yet. But right now we have 12 big partners and to link with us, like a Small Business BC, ISSBC, Success, and WeBC, of course, Douglas College helping. And we also have some Surrey Chamber, Board of Trade. They all get on board with a Futurepreneur and some venture capitals. So they all get on board with us. In that way, they're creating that credibility because those organizations already in 20, 30, 40 years histories in their doing the good work. So this is how we do. But we have another challenge in the marketing is we don't really have money. Of course, we're a startup, just like everybody else, right? And we're going to run them as lean as possible. And we wanted to show people, the newcomers, the immigrant, you can run a business without much money. Basically, we have no government support, no government grant, no big $1 million, money, or we didn't borrow any loan. The only reasons why we're doing this, we wanted to demonstrate you can be a startup. You have a vision, you have a passion, you can do it because you're going to attract the people like-minded. But so we basically using our key volunteers and also the people that are passionate want to help us. But of course, volunteers are not as stable, right? So we wanted to develop a program to train the volunteer, to give them lots of benefit, give them a stage to play, and they can develop their business acumen. They can develop their knowledge in our organization. In that way, we can attract them to be a leader here. And eventually, if they start a business, it's great. We're happy for them. So this is our second challenge. And our third challenge for marketing is we truly need to have a marketing strategy to how to inline all our social media, our website, our newsletter, and then the message we say to each stakeholder group. And that's also our challenge. We're still working on them right now, but I believe if somebody can give us a help for that, and definitely we will, really, really need that.
Well, Winnie, this has been an outstanding conversation. I see the challenges. I know for sure that the Douglas College students can help here in supporting. So we're going to get this message out to them. We're going to see what we can gain back. We'll get you some of those pieces back. Yeah, I love what you're doing. I love what you're doing. I have a passion myself for newcomers and new students that are coming to Canada. I really want to see them not only get open entrepreneur opportunities, because we know where that's going to create jobs, but I also want to see them get good, purposeful jobs and be able to set roots in Canada and live this beautiful world that you and I have been able to have and been able to be successful in. So I love that we've had this conversation today. Thank you very much, Winnie, for your time, your effort. And I look forward to maybe in the future, we can come back and have another discussion and see what we can learn. And maybe we can help you solve some of those other challenges outside of marketing.
Yeah, I would love it too, especially I see so many great international students here and they're having experience to bring in this community. I just wanted to say you guys have a way more advantage than you realize. And in here, you definitely can contribute to this community and then can building a financial future and your own career future in this land of a dream. That's how I call it, a land of a dream. And one statistic just come out not long ago, there's more than 37% of newcomers, they actually becoming self-employed or starting their own business in Canada. Which is a huge percentage. But even you're looking for a career, you're looking for a stable job, and our organization, we have many business professionals in this organization. And if you get to know them, of course, you will have more opportunities to finding a local job and to in some organizations. I truly encourage all of you to hold on your dream and don't let go. And then you have a great professor here and a great university here to help you gain some practical experience. And the bright future definitely belongs to you.
Great. Thank you, Winnie. Great conversation. Thank you, students. You got a challenge. Let's go get it. Thank you very much.